Hello, good people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to our channel. So, what it is? Welcome back to Dai channel, my channel, the channel, Dai channel. Okay. So, uh, I feel like doing an extra video today because I want to share a few things since I do the line of reviewing fragrances. So these are some questions that I pick from my channel and I see from other forums. I get compliments, I get also bashing. So I think this is part of the whole journey. So I want to ask you guys few things and I would like to answer a few things. Okay, and this is going to be about the honesty, trust in fragrance community. As per reviewers go, who do you trust? Can you actually trust us as a whole, or certain individuals you trust, some individuals you don't trust, certain individual you like but you don't like someone else? Like, let's start with an example. Jeremy, biggest name in fragrance game, used to be the best reviewer. And I say used to be because he used to do entertaining videos, clean videos, and it had a lot of production value. Recent Jeremy I cannot relate to. He was one of my first motivation to start this work. I bought everything based on his recommendation when I did not have my channel. 2014-15 I used to collect, and 15 to 16 I collected everything Jeremy suggested. Okay. And he still is the biggest name. Why? Because certain reviewers will take his name. Hey, what is up with Jeremy? Hey, Jeremy did this, and they get thousands of views. So it does show he's a popular name. Like it, don't like it, love it, hate it, doesn't matter. Jeremy made fragrances fun. But but at this current moment there are many channels I don't watch, that I don't get time to watch. I don't want to be snobbish that, oh, I don't watch anybody. I do watch. I have few reviewers that I always like have subscribed and I always look up to, and I see their reviews. One great name would be Greggy Boy, one of the OG reviewers. I'm so happy he's back. He is the British emperor of reviewers. I just absolutely feel honored that we got to talk. He knows who I am, so it makes me very happy. But I used to watch all his reviews one after another, like autoplay, right? So there are certain reviewers. I will tell you the ones that I know. I'm not going to take any names, okay? So let me address the main issue. In this current age, what is a fragrance industry? You must understand, as a fragrance enthusiast, collector, or business person, seller, buyer, whatever is your thing, passionate, you have to understand one thing: fragrances are commercial products. Okay, these are going to be touching basics, but I'll relate it to my conversation today. Fragrances are not for free. These are not commodity like you go to the lake and you drink water and you have fresh breeze. All are for free, right? You find a fruit from the tree and you pick it up and you eat it. Like you find a pear and eat it. It's free. But in the world, is anything actually free? No. Living costs are always, there. So you pay for something, then you get something else, right? So it's like a transaction, right? Give and take. So back in that time, like before human, like civilization and all that, people used to trade like how they used to don't have currency. They didn't have currency like US dollars or money. So what they do is barter. I think it's a barter or whatever that system. Let's say you are making rice, like you're doing farming, and someone is making, say, I don't know, fruits. So you exchange rice with fruits with someone else. This is how you used to trade. Like let's say someone has spices, right? You have milk, so you exchange, right? And depending on the value, what is more precious to someone in the society, that's how you determine the price of certain commodity. But in my humble opinion, fragrances were never for free. Okay, it is a fact. You have to pay your hard-earned money to get a fragrance. How do you get hooked to this fragrance community? By interest. uh, like you find fragrance groups, you want to share your passion, you want to see what's happening in the world, you want to see what part of the world, what people are wearing in Portugal versus in Indonesia or Bangladesh, India or Russia. So this is how you want to connect to the world. So back in the days, you used to write letters like pen friend, like when we were kids in school, 80s, 90s. So we used to connect to foreign friends, or like get to know about the culture, what is like life is like Egypt, like Sphinx or mummies. So these things, always people want to learn new things. So fragrance is a culture, fragrance is a language, fragrance is a trend. Okay, so this is what the power of fragrances are. So fragrance, for example, a smell is a memory. Let's say you were dating someone and she used to wear this particular perfume, okay? And then you broke up by any horrible, uh, not mistake, like mishap happens. People break up, right? That's normal. But after 10-15 years, suddenly I had this experience, like you go to a tunnel of a metro and you suddenly smell this perfume, and it's like a very rare perfume, and it's particular fragrance that she wore, and you think she's around you, right? This is the power of perfume. Okay, it gets you emotional. Sometimes I read stories like some guys used to say this fragrance was my father's signature scent, and I somehow managed to get a bottle and he got all emotional about it. Why? Because the fragrance connected him to his father, late father. So fragrance are emotional in a bottle. I'm getting goosebumps, right? um, if you don't believe, check out. Okay, I have goosebumps. Okay, so when I was going back to the price, why am I talking about price? Sadly, in the world, everything is related to money. Okay, everything is industrial products, commercial products. You have to pay to get. If you don't have the ability, you cannot enjoy. Let's say you don't have the money, but you like a McLaren. You can always look at a McLaren. It looks for free, like you see it's like passing by, but you cannot actually ride it or buy it or even rent it. You go to a favorite restaurant, but you don't have the money to eat at Italianese or something like posh restaurant, Chili's, whatever it is. So what happens is, perhaps you have a taste for it, but you can't afford it, right? So you cannot actually get inside that passion. So what happened is, different groups, different nationalities meet. Hey, I have Nishane, and someone else say, hey, I love Nishane too, from a different country, and you guys connect. You're like, hey, he's my good friend, he has a similar taste, and you like to make friends with strangers. I'm going very deep in there. So you then start watching some reviews, like, hey, what does it say about my favorite fragrance? I love Hugo Boss bottle. What did Mark say? What did Steven say? What did Big Beard Beat say? Some reviewers who say it's great, some reviewers say it sucks, and you'll be heartbroken, like, oh, you bash my favorite fragrance, I don't like you. It happens, right? I used to think Boss bottle used to be the best fragrance in the world. Nothing could be said bad about this perfume. And I realized later that, yeah, there are other fragrances which are better, but emotionally, I am still attached to Boss bottle. So when it comes down to reviewers, let's say I am unfortunately or fortunately one of them. I started doing this and the madness went on for years and years. Right now, I have the some of the highest reviews on YouTube, because I like to review every day, and it is my like pattern is, I buy perfumes and I like to test it and I review it. I also decant it. So the whole process being my like life. This is my work. Okay, this is my station for work: reviewing, decanting, selling, buying perfume. This is my whole day's work. So how can you trust a reviewer? When you watch a reviewer, how do you know he's trustworthy? You don't. Can you trust a reviewer? No. Okay, but the trust is such a thing. It's a very volatile or a sensitive thing. Like, let's say you trusted someone, he broke your trust or she broke your trust. You feel like you can never trust anybody again because it left you with scars. Okay, same thing with reviewers. Some people say, I used to trust this guy, but then I saw he has his coupon code, he's promoting perfumes, he's promoting sites, and he's not trustworthy. Let's say, take a name, who's Ashton. Ashton is one of the biggest fragrance reviewers, most entertaining. He has the best editing. He has some of the best production. The sound, everything is pinpoint, and he's improving every day. So if you actually like ask me, you see Ashton puts in the introduction a lot of this coupon code. You use my code, you get 20% off. So you guys know that he's making some money or benefits, and he's getting views, means he's earning also from YouTube. So it's the whole thing is beneficial. So some people do mind it. Why would someone make money out of it? So let me ask you something. Do you think someone should be working for free? What is his gain in it? If he's sacrificing or giving his time, he must be doing it for certain reason. Like, let's say you are a leisure reviewer, like you find a little bit time once in 2 weeks, you do a review, different case. But if you're going to be buying a substantial amount of perfumes, and then you're going to be doing reviews, doing reviews is not easy without even doing all this editing and everything. Still difficult, sitting in this horrible crappy room, still difficult. You have to wake up every day particular time, you have to think, what should I do? You have to think of certain list or idea or concept, and you have to do the video and then upload it, write and edit. So when you ask me if it's like, are reviewers trustworthy? No. This is the hard truth. Why? Because first of all, you sometimes may have trust issues. Okay, check this. If you don't like someone, you'll never trust them. If you never like someone's face, you'll never like them. You never like whatever he says, even if it's the angel. You'll be like, I don't like his face, I don't like her face, I think that person is ugly. Sometimes people think like that, right? Like, he's Asian, he's this color, and I don't like this kind of people. Many people are like that. So if you have this issue, you'll never be able to trust a reviewer. Okay, so you shouldn't. That's fine. You find your like-minded people, whoever you like, you follow. But there's another issue is like certain reviewers, you always seeing that they're promoting certain brands, and that is the big issue that Mark talks about. Some of the other reviewers talked about, and they sort of get a perfume for free, but they don't disclose it. They get it from a celebrity or certain big company, and there's a brand new release. It's a $300, $400 cologne, and it's subpar with Dior Sauvage, right? You're spending 300, $400 to smell like Dior Sauvage. At that point, yeah, it is sort of like a red signal or red alert. In that aspect, you can enjoy the reviews. Nobody is putting a gun to your head, right? Nobody is forcing you to do anything. You are the one who decide to pull the trigger. But the addiction is as such that sometimes we go with that emotion, we go with the flow. Everybody's buying that fragrance, brand new, whatever the release, Men in Black or new Boss bottle, and you follow the hype and you buy it and you enjoy, or you don't enjoy. Maybe you just fall for the pitfall and you just like realize, oh, this was not as good as they claimed, right? So when I review, I'm not just talking about any other reviewers. Let's say I reviewed Hawas Ice. I bought it with my money. You think when I buy my fragrances and I review it, that is the one that shows transparency and honesty? Not necessarily. I'm not talking about just me. Any reviewer, if they bought the fragrance, even then, I'm doing decants. So my agenda could be try to sell the perfume, right? So that's why I'm saying you cannot trust 100%. What you do with reviews, it is a reference point. When you go to library, you do research, you read books. Do you copy everything? No, you learn, you pick up a reference. Oh, this thing he said. Okay, you take a note, you highlight, and you do your own thing, right? So what you do with fragrances, next step is up to you. You go out there, you go to the mall. You have to take your passion to the outside. You cannot sit at home, like experience the whole world. It's not possible. You order a perfume, you have the money, but that's not passion, man. You have to go meet up certain time, fragrance heads, frag heads, or you have to go for a sniffing session or meet your friend, and you learn one thing or two. You go to the mall, you find a discontinued fragrance. What happens is you actually expand your horizon. That is the game. That is how I played it, and this is why I used to blind buy a lot of fragrances, but nowadays I trust my instinct. I buy my favorite perfumes only. I sniff a perfume 95% of the time. If I like it, I buy it. If I'm gonna blind buy something, I do a lot of research, man. I do not blind buy just like that. I look, I did buy this fragrance a few days back. Just an example. Last month, David of Adventure, Oh Fresh. This is a discontinued, very hard to find fragrance. If I put it up in eBay or Amazon, I can sell it for $200. Okay, just example. But I did a research. I'm like, what is this special for? And I realized there's not many reviews on that. I'm like, let me create a content. Let me get that. I paid the money to get it, right? But for your case, how you connect with me, you don't pay me, for example. Like if you're watching me, this is for free, but you give me your time. So that is the transaction. You sacrifice your time to watch me and you put your faith in me. So I try my best from my side to give you an update from my country condition. Let's say I say this fragrance lasts 2 hours. You will not believe me. You say, hey, in UK, this fragrance lasts 8 hours and you must be having a fake. This kind of comments I saw. Weather makes a huge difference on fragrance, huge impact. If there's high heat and humidity, fragrance will not last. Right now in Bangladesh, it feels like 46 degree with high humidity. People who live in UK, great for summer, man. The summer is glorious. I'm gonna be on the Tower Bridge and whatever. I saw some random dude, like he's just like this. The sun came up and he's just sunbathing. Come to Bangladesh, have some blisters there. You'll see. You'll never ask for summers again. Trust me. That's why we crave for cool weathers in November, December, and you'll be like, that is not even a winter. Live here, you'll understand when 16 degree feels like it just, like hits the right point. So all this conversation leads to one thing. Should you be trusting a reviewer? You should trust your instinct. That's the first thing. Second thing, you understand, if you have trust issues, it's not always necessarily fault of the reviewers. You cannot 100% tell sometimes, like when a guy says, I love it, does he really mean it? Or he's just trying to sell or promote a product. There are a lot of reviewers nowadays going to Middle Eastern countries. They're getting bottles. I got offered, okay, to do work such as like, I'll give you this bottle. Let me tell you very honestly, you might think like this guy doesn't do any business, nothing. He doesn't know anything. I do. I got many offers to make my own perfume. Okay, this I'm sharing from my secret. I got asked like, Joy, why don't you make your perfume? You have been in the game for so long. Everybody made a fragrance, why don't you make yours? It will be a top seller. I know, maybe it will. You guys will love me enough to support me. But I got offers such as like, you go and invest equal amount and then the concept, whatever, it will not be under my control. I don't want to make a fragrance. There's no point. I don't want to make another Aqua di Gior, Dior Sauvage in a nice looking bottle and I just hype it $200. That would be straight up useless, okay, for me. I don't want to do that. If I want to be doing making something, I need to learn perfume making, notes, and longevity, what would work, what people would like, if it can relate it to certain story. It has to be original. This is me. Another thing I would say, I got offered from brands that I will give you payment. Okay, this is very normal. A lot of reviewers taking payment and doing paid promotion, but they don't mention it. That's unethical. I got asked, take this perfume, hype it, give it 10 out of 10, and we'll give you substantial amount. You can work under a contract, but then you'll be controlled by those companies. And at that point, I don't just see any point of doing reviews. Yes, you can make money. Trust me. If you want to get rich, if you made a little bit of a name, 100,000 subscribers, you have silver play button, companies will reach out, shops will reach out sometimes, and they want you to promote their brand. But then if you have to sell your soul and you're doing this today or tomorrow, sooner or later, people will realize that you are lying. For example, one particular brand released a phrase, new brand. It is supposed to be, a reviewer said it's supposed to be smelling like Prada L'Homme meets Sava or something. I smelled it, nothing. It was supposed to be a brand beast mode fragrance, nothing. And I realized first thing that review perhaps was not very, honest. So what is the whole point? Connecting with you guys. If I'm sitting here doing these videos for you, looking at you and showing my collection every day, I come here in the morning, I feel like, this is, even though I don't know most of you, but you guys know me, right? And you guys love me, trust me, and he said, Joy recommended this, I got it, and I actually stand by it. I follow what he said. So I could be right, I could be wrong, right? But if I did say something like 10 hours longevity, where it lasts 1 hour, that is a major no-no. At that point, I have nothing left, right? So I don't want to do that. This is why I am still in the state of poverty. Certain sellers tell me, like, you are too honest, man. You cannot be dishonest in this world, and you cannot like mention every single detail. You should be like anonymous. You should be like, what's the word, random. You should not mention all the details. Like, say sometimes it's like a beast mode. What's wrong with it? I can't do it. Okay, maybe some of the reviewers, maybe they can, or maybe certain companies. I don't know. More power to everybody, but I think the whole point of community and reviewers is that it's fun as long as it's honest. Okay, if let's say you are not honest, okay, and you feel you're superior to others, like let's say someone is using a designer fragrance and you're like a niche guy, and you say your designer game is horrible, it's trash, you know I mean, that's not a fact, right? That's just your 2 cents. So maybe if we play all the parties play right, and then we are the one who can control our addiction and whatever we want to achieve. We don't have to buy everything. The purchasing power is in our hands, your hand, right? Your money, your choice. If you end up buying a fragrance, someone influenced you, but they did not force you. So think accordingly and play the game. I think, given time, being so expensive fragrances are right now, you don't have any other option than this. You must be smart. You must try decants. You must struggle. You must get a sample. You have to go here and there. Then the whole game will become very enjoyable. I do these things. That's why I enjoy it. And despite sometimes be too much on me, I still do it. So keep, I don't know, like working, keep learning. It's a learning curve. Keep enjoying and experiencing. You always find something that you learn. Okay, so that's the whole point. So in the end, watch a review, watch the favorite reviewers, and you see Fragrantica, other people's comments, customer related comments, and then go to the mall, sniff it. End of the day, you write down your points and you do your decision. Okay, that's the best thing I can tell you. And thanks for watching. Maybe you can let me know what you feel about this. Do you feel reviewers are pointless at this time? I see many times, like, reviewers are just like, they get bashed. All the reviewers get bashed. Some people say he's just reviewing niche perfumes. I don't like it because I cannot buy those. Some people say he's just doing all clones. When people, they have independence. You don't pay them, right? If someone just does clones after clones, that is his interest. That's maybe what he can afford. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe he can get more views, right? There's nothing wrong with views. If we don't get views, why would you make videos, right? Have a nice day. See you soon, and take care, guys, and take care of your health. Most important thing. Bye bye.